Armor and clothing have always been an important part of the game in 7 Days to Die. You need clothes to mitigate temperature effects and of course to show off your awful fashion sense. And naturally, armor is needed to reduce the damage you take from enemies. These systems have gone largely unchanged in 7 Days to Die for a long time. But then in October of 2020, Madmole announced a character and armor/clothing overhaul for 7 Days to Die Alpha 20, and it was met with mixed responses. Now I should preface this by saying that this feature has been delayed until Alpha 21, so it may change drastically in the next year or so before Alpha 21 comes out. But with that out of the way, let's dive into 7 Days to Die Alpha 20, now Alpha 21's, most controversial feature. So what changes are actually coming? That's the big question, right? Well, first of all, the Fun Pimps are pretty sick of all these awful character models that have been around since damn near the beginning. So they're replacing the UMA character system with one they've made themselves. We don't actually know much about the character part of the character overhaul. What we have heard a lot more about is what a lot of people seem very angry about, and that is the armor and clothing rework that comes with this character overhaul. With the Fun Pimps' desire to make character models better, they've also decided they want to try and make clothes and armor better. That's better in very big air quotes given how controversial these changes seem. The biggest change we have is the reduction of the 10 armor and clothing slots into 4 outfit slots, those 4 slots being the body, the head, the gloves and the boots. Rather than the dozens of individual clothing and armor options we have now, Fun Pimps have opted into making a small but unconfirmed number of thematic outfits, divided into these 4 parts, with each part having a bonus of some kind. The player also receives a bonus if they wear all 4 parts of an outfit at the same time. That said, you could choose to mix and match outfit pieces based on how they look or what bonuses you get, but you won't get that sweet completion bonus. I should also say that some of the bonuses you get from armor pieces in many cases will scale with the level of the item, with a level 6 item having double whatever the bonus a tier 5 would have. Also, stats like armor rating, stamina per second and heat or cold resistance will still exist. They'll just be reintegrated into these new outfit pieces. We currently know of 11 sets, but it has been confirmed that there are more to be announced. I'll do a quick rundown of all the sets we know, but some we know only in name. The first set we ever seen was the farmer outfit, with the body giving a scaling chance to harvest an extra crop, the gloves giving a 10% damage boost with rifles, the hat giving you a 10% chance to find a seed in loot or while harvesting plants, boots will give a 10% decrease to stamina use while sprinting in grass, and the full set bonus gives a 10% damage reduction and makes food essentially not count against your encumbrance. I find it odd that they decided to show us the most boring one first. Then we were shown the lumberjack. I'm going to speed this up a tad here. 20% less stamina when using axes, 10% more damage with axes, increased wood harvest by 20%, decreased sprinting stamina usage in snow and forest biomes, with the completion bonus being increasing carry weight by 5 and armor by 10. We also got a look at the miner outfit. 20% less damage with pickaxes, 10% more damage with pickaxes, increase ore harvest by 20%, reduce fall damage by 20%. Again, the completion bonus gives 10 extra armor and means ore will not slow you down. We also have the nerdy outfit, and if you thought the nerdy glasses were OP, then there's an entire outfit that doubles down on that. You get a scaling increase to the stats on things you craft. Well, at least crafting things is actually going to be worthwhile again. A scaling XP bonus from 2% to 20%, and +1 intellect. 20% more damage with batons, honestly thank god. Scaling increase to the range you can fall without taking damage from 2 blocks to 20 blocks, and the full set will give 10 times XP for reading schematics and books, and will give a 20% boost to robotic weapons. I hope the community is ready for 50% of the player base to be wearing nothing but this outfit, and the other 50% is going to be wearing this outfit, the scavenger outfit. This gives 10% less stamina use and 10% harvest speed with harvest tools, which immediately makes the miner and the lumberjack essentially pointless. Good work guys. 10% more resources when harvesting. Again, you've put a bullet in 2 of your outfits entirely. Being able to see what an item will drop when you harvest it, reduce encumbrance by 5, and if all that wasn't enough to make sure that absolutely everyone in the world is going to be wearing the nerdy outfit or the scavenger outfit, the completion bonus for this set is an increase to your loot game stage by 20%, which is almost as good as all 5 ranks of the lucky looter perk. Next up, we also have the nomad outfit, which I have to say looks amazing. This will reduce encumbrance by 10, Again, you've killed the lumberjack outfit before it got to exist. 20% easier lockpicking, 20% faster climbing hills, as well as radiation protection once that feature is added. And the completion bonus will give a 20% bonus to buying and selling. Currently, with the correct set of perks and consumables, you can get a 75% discount on anything you want to buy from the trader. I have a video on that, by the way. With this new outfit, you'll be able to get a massive 95% discount, easily I might add, for anything you want to buy. For perspective, that takes a gyrocopter from 100,000 dukes to 5,000 dukes. 5,000 dukes are arguably the most endgame item in this game. Now, I'm not saying they should get rid of the bonuses, but these ideas are just so unbalanced. If they ever see the light of day, this game will be hurt a lot, in my opinion. You guys who have seen the rest of my Alpha 20 series know that I don't much like to be negative about this game and its changes, and I can be very optimistic about a lot of the new features. But these set bonuses are the bane of my existence. Anyway, I went on a bit of a tangent there, but we also know of a few more sets coming, but we don't know what they'll look like or what they'll do. Those are the primitive outfit, which is essentially the plant fibre and cloth armour combined into one outfit for the early game. The leather outfit essentially taking up the place of leather armour, commando outfit taking up the mantle of the military armour, as well as scrap iron, regular iron and steel outfits. But we don't even know what they're going to be called yet. We do know that there'll be a lot more than just this, but that's all we have right now. Before I jump into what I would consider the really interesting part of this video, I'd just like to say that if you're enjoying the video, be sure to leave a like. It genuinely massively improves the performance of my videos. So if you want to help me out, hit that like button. And of course, if you want to see more stuff like this, then hit that subscribe button. Anyway, let's get into the really interesting part of the video. So this video was probably called something along the lines of Alpha 20's most controversial feature has been delayed, which does lead the question. Why is this so controversial? In fact, I think there will be 4 groups of people watching this video. Group 1 represents what I would imagine would be half of the community who don't really see why this is a bad thing and are wondering how this could be considered controversial. Group 2 represents another third of the community who are so lukewarm to this feature they don't see what the issue is. And Group 3 represents probably about 20% of the community who are so enraged by the feature they refuse to believe it's controversial at all, and are all thinking something along the lines of, how is this controversial? Everyone just hates it. The last group represents the small group of people who know what I found when researching this video already, and that is that this change has quietly divided the community. There is a loud minority who have expressed so much hatred for this feature, and I will justify calling them the minority in a moment, that it has led to people saying things like, I have never seen anyone say anything good about this feature. And then along with that, we have the people who are so indifferent they would never have voiced their opinion, and there are people who are completely happy with it but are much more enthralled with the other features coming in 7 Days to Die, so they haven't really mentioned it or spoken up. In researching this video, I scoured the comment sections all over the internet, Reddit, YouTube, Twitter, the 7 Days to Die forums, basically everywhere where 7 Days to Die has a meaningful presence. And it's true, you won't find many people saying anything good about this feature. But I also took the initiative to ask some other creators, my friends, and even some random players what their thoughts were, and I also made a pretty telling poll over on Reddit. Now I know what you're thinking. As we all know, Reddit is the place where happiness and hope goes to die, so naturally you would assume the polls and comments would be filled with nothing but vilification for this feature. But to my utter surprise, I found a resistance to the commonly held idea that nobody liked this feature. To my surprise, I found a majority of comments when I actually asked what people thought were largely positive. And that's not to say there isn't a large amount of people who don't like the feature in there, but it seemed to be mostly positive. Not as positive as you would hope it would be, but still positive. And the results of the poll are pretty telling as well. It seems most of the people polled thought it was actually a good thing, with a huge swath of the community feeling neutral about it all. Whether that means they didn't care or saw a lot of good and bad is hard to tell. I made the poll quite poorly in that regard. But we did also see a lot of negative response as well, representing about 15% of the vote, with positive responses representing about 49%. I found this all very interesting. It was very interesting to see this idea of the loud minority really heavily in play here. Now my poll is hardly the entire community and it's hardly the most scientific study, but it represents the views of a small part of the 7 Days to Die community. So I did some more digging and I've come up with a hypothesis with regards to the community response to the outfit system, and that is The longer you've played this game, in years, not hours, as in how many updates you've witnessed, seems to correlate with how much you dislike this feature. If you look into the comment sections of the FunPimp's Twitter and live streams, one connecting thread for the people who dislike the outfit system seems to be they've been playing this game since long before it went so hard into its RPG mechanics. There are 3 massive complaints from these people that I'd love to showcase to get some perspective on the thoughts of this subsection of the community, who are all just really sick of all these RPG changes. Number 1. This isn't an RPG, why are they doing this? I like to call these people the deniers. Now if these people don't like the fact that 7 Days to Die is an RPG now, that is completely fine and that is their right. But I hate to say that this game has been barreling towards being a full RPG for a long time. Let's go over the RPG things that are in this game, shall we? Skills, perks, quests, trading, although trading is a staple of survival too, magical healing food with magical effects like pumpkin cheesecake that makes you better at bartering, I mean that is straight out of Skyrim, magical drinks that border on actually just being potions like Mega Crush which make you run 50% faster, that one straight out of Fallout. We also have candy that gives you actual superpowers like the oh shits drops which make it so that you can jump off of buildings fine, as well as 7 Days to Die's more recent changes like its new dungeon RPG style looting, as well as most of the POIs now being dungeons with actual treasure rooms at the end. Like it or not folks, 7 Days to Die is an RPG now, and there's very little any of us can do about it. Number 2, I don't like this change because the old system was fine. Yeah, it was. It had customizability and a lot of personality. I believe the old system is being removed because it couldn't be easily translated into whatever this new character system will be. The FunPimps have given 2 main reasons for these changes though. They eliminate clipping issues. It absolutely will not eliminate clipping issues, holy shit. And it sets up bandits, a feature that has been promised since the dawn of time. Number 3, this is going to make min-maxing a problem and absolutely kill balance and individuality. Min-max refers to absolutely ditching things that aren't what you need for your character and tripling down on the things you do. So, for example, making a build with 10 strength and 10 intellect but absolutely no points in any other trees would be a min-maxed character build. People are concerned that these outfits are not only going to make min-maxing more powerful, but paradoxically make it less fun, as people who min-max tend to go hard on it, even if it hurts their overall experience. They're worried about having to carry 9 outfits around to be able to play the game optimally, like certain RPGs actually. This is the issue I identify most with. I think playing optimally did just get a lot more boring and difficult. These issues are all mostly identified with people who say they have insane playtimes, like 4,000 hours, and have been around since like 2013. And the issue of this game's drift from what its original fans wanted into something far from that is a very interesting topic to me. Let me know if you guys want me to make a video covering the slow rupturing of the 7 Days to Die community over the past almost 10 years. However, from what I can tell, people who seem most happy with these new features are newer players who bought this game long after the conversion to RPG was underway. From what I can tell, the split seems to be around about Alpha 17. This is where the tide began to really turn from survival much more heavily into RPG. And from what I can tell, a lot of the people who got this game in Alpha 17 or later are fine with the outfit changes. The people from before that time get gradually more and more annoyed with the state of the game in general, the earlier they bought it. For example, I bought this game in Alpha 15 and I'm mostly fine, but I do have a lot of issues with the state of the game. As you go further back, you find people who get more and more upset with the direction of this game, but the people who were brought in after that flip, that I can best pinpoint as Alpha 17, seem mostly receptive to the new RPG style changes in general. So now what we have to ask ourselves is that big scary question: who actually matters more? The small amount of people who were here from the beginning and gave this game life, or the large amount of people that have been part of this game's growth spurt and have been sustaining it for the past few years? Who should the FunPimps really cater towards? That is a very difficult question to answer, one I am not qualified at all or experienced enough to answer, and I'm sure the FunPimps feel the same in that regard. But what are your thoughts? Now, I normally wouldn't feel the need to say this part, but please keep it civil in the comments. Remember, first of all, that people are entitled to their opinions, and I really don't want to see any aggression towards commenters just sharing their thoughts. That goes for either side of the argument. I've seen this argument get pretty ugly in comment sections. Remember as well that I am not the one making these changes. I get this sometimes on my Alpha 20 news videos. People leave some pretty vitriolic and aggressive comments towards me and then leave a dislike, as if I'm the one who decided to make these changes. I am just the messenger, guys. And also, remember that your opinion is important to this discussion. Whether you like this change or not, that is the point of these videos. That is the point of this channel, is to open up the discussion about this game that has long been one-sided in every direction, with the devs ignoring the fans, the old fans ignoring the new fans, and the new fans ignoring the old fans. The 7 Days to Die community is damaged, and that isn't going to help this game at all. And in the end, all we want is the same thing, a better game to play and a better community around it. So go down in the comments, here or otherwise, and make yourself heard. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this longer video, and remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. It really does help the video and by extension my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.